In the meantime, let's take a look at the politics and developments in narrowing polls that suddenly look very good for Donald Trump. And all of a sudden, a lot of those never-Trumpers are getting very, very quiet right now. Never-Trumper Ashley Pratte says the movement's still alive and well. Trump supporter Ken Blackwell says that Trump has done a lot of the things that he was waiting to see to turn this thing around. All right, so Ashley, you're still not quite smitten.
Not at all. There's no campaign manager, no campaign reboot, no teleprompter that can make him the candidate that can appeal to all conservative Republicans. And there are a bunch of good Republicans out there who can't in good faith vote for Donald Trump in November, and that is not going to change between now and November. He can rise in the polls, he can start being more scripted, all the things that he said he was never going to be. But the problem is, from the outset, he said things that were not in line with core Republican values, making people question whether or not he was serious about this and whether or not these were issues that he could take up if he became the Republican nominee for President of the United States.
Ken, obviously you feel differently, and this comes at a time when Donald Trump is improving in the polls, is ahead in Ohio, is ahead in Nevada, has narrowed the gap to almost a tie in Florida. He could win this thing.
Oh, he could win it, and I think every voter has to ask himself or herself, you know, how do I come down on the choices that are before me, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? If, in fact, you want to keep and maintain the anemic economic growth, if you want to see more and more people fall out of the labor force, if, in fact, you want to have government make decisions for your families as opposed to your families themselves, then you, in fact, will vote for Hillary Clinton, or you will cede the vote to her. But if, in fact, you want to go on a path of growth, job creation, if you want to put, you know, the family back in control of Family Matters, then you have to go with Donald Trump. And what I will just tell you, I go by the old adage, tell me who you walk with, and I'll tell you who you are. And Trump is starting to put some very good, solid conservatives around him, and that's going to make a difference in terms of his agenda and his administration.
But
Ashley, what are you going to do, though?
Ashley,
what are you going to do? I know about your doubts, and they're well-reasoned. You spell them out very articulately, but I wonder what you do this November. I mean, are you just going to sit this one out, vote for Hillary, vote for one of the third-party candidates? What?
At this point, I'm going to leave the top of the ticket blank. I cannot in good faith vote for either of them or any of the independent choices that are out there because, again, that would further splinter the vote. What I would like to do is vote down ticket for good conservatives across the country in swing districts, whatever that might be. And I live in Virginia, so I know that that will be a tough race. So I feel like at this point, that is my civic duty, and it's my personal choice that if the Republican nominee isn't in line with me on my values and the issues that I care about as a conservative Republican, then I just can't in good faith do it. And the reasoning for that, Neil, is because when he had first began running, none of the things he was saying when it came to being pro-life, when it came to being, you know, we're talking about job growth, he's also said that he's for the $15 minimum wage increase. He's gone back and forth on things that are traditional Republican values when it comes to economics.
Well, he wouldn't be the first candidate to flip-flop, right?
But it's a consistent flip-flop. And again, you can put a teleprompter in front of him, and that is great. And he can surround himself with people that I do respect.
Don't you underestimate the power of a crafty young lady.
The problem is, where does he actually stand on these issues?
No, look, from the Family Research Council to the National Rifle Association, these groups have vetted him. They've engaged him. They've, in fact, educated him. They've led him, I think, arm in arm to solid positions. We have a choice, and it's going to come down to whether or not you want a third term of Barack Obama and his promise to fundamentally transform the American culture and America itself.
All right.
But guys, praising Putin isn't the way to go either.
All right. Guys, thank you. Argue points very, very well.